What is good, you guys? Sorry there's no camera tonight, but I hope you guys had a good start to your week. I know we did here at the floor. Anyways, to get this started, I do want to go over the trade that we took today on Apple. That's what we took today. We only took one trade this morning. We were done in the first 3 minutes. And by the way, just to go ahead and get this out of the way, if you want to trade live with me and the team, click that first link in the description. And there's a 3-day free trial, so make sure you take advantage of that. But the trade we took today on Apple, let's go ahead and just pull over the trade ideas here from this morning. You guys can see Apple, I was looking at the 250 resistance on the 4-hour for a breakout. I was just targeting momentum on this one, and then the next major resistance at 251.90 was going to be my final target on this. And honestly, anybody that's in the floor, they already know that Apple is just not my favorite to trade in the first place. It just seems like every time that I'm looking at it is like the most annoying price action that Apple could possibly give. And today we actually got a super clean move. So we ended up entering here right around 249.78-ish on this 931 candle. And we took it through the 250 break, which had a beautiful break. We got peak sell on this, or pretty much as close to peak as you can get on this 933 candle. I believe we sold right around 250.80. This candle pushed up to 250.98. So about 18 cents off. I'm sure some people got filled for peak. I'm sure some people got filled with me, but either way, it was over a 10% move to start off the week, so I cannot complain at all about that. And then at that point in time, I was just like, you know what? Apple gave us a clean move. No need to push it. I think I'm just going to be done for today. So super clean, easy trade to start the week. That is how I love to start and end my weeks at the very least. If it wants to give me some mess in between, that's fine, I guess, but I really like starting off the week and ending the week on a good note, and that is exactly what we did today. You guys can see here, Apple did end up rallying crazy for pretty much the rest of the day here. We pulled back, and then we basically came back up to highs right at close. So Apple is now at new 180-day highs, and we are approaching all-time highs on this. So that will be interesting to see. However, I'm not really interested in this in the meantime. I think really the next time I'm going to be interested in Apple is at the all-time high, unless we get some type of good-looking setup between now and then, which is very possible. Now that we're actually, kind of making new ground, we're making new 180-day highs, we're approaching all-time highs. I would be more accepting of Apple, and I would probably look to play it more because we should have some clean price action in between here and there. There really shouldn't be anything holding us back from having clean price action other than literally just the price action itself. So I will be on the lookout for Apple. I don't know that I love it at today's high. It doesn't look bad, but after the move it made today, I would be surprised to see it make that type of move again. So the cons with this is, after the move we saw today, I would be surprised to see that move happen again tomorrow, except the pros with this is we are very, very close to that high from today. And if we get a good, strong opening candle or a red to green off open, that could be another pretty quick and easy play. So I may actually just put this on the watch list just in case. Apple hasn't earned back all of my trust yet, but it was a step in the right direction today for sure. But anyways, for those of you guys that are new here, we're going to be going through my entire watch list here and figuring out what I like and what I don't like for tomorrow and possibly even the rest of the week, depending on when these setups play out. It just so happens that the trade we are going over from today is also the first stock in the watch list. So that is what we're going to be doing tonight. Once again, my apologies for no camera, but I don't have it hooked up right now, and I'm not going to make you guys sit here and wait for it to charge up. So we're going to go with no camera tonight. Was there anybody in there that caught that with me this morning? What's up, Brandon? What's up, Dave? I know for a fact Dave caught it. I don't know where he's at, but yeah, Michi, I actually started unplugging it. I started unplugging it after we talked about that because I was like, you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm definitely wrecking this battery. And I just forgot to plug it in this weekend. And I didn't plug it in today because I planned to plug it in before the lesson, but I once again did not plug it in. So it's plugged in now and it's charging, but let's see here. So far, I'm not seeing much between Apple and AVGO. AVGO is coming down though. I do like this actually at the low from Friday. This looks really nice here at what is that? 336.43. That looks really good. I would probably take it at low of day from today actually, and just look to take it through Friday's low. And after Friday's low, the next big thing we have on this is we have a gap on the 1 year to the downside. And that is definitely something I'm interested in as well. So gonna be keeping a close watch on AVGO to the downside here. I'll show you guys that gap on the 1 year, but there's the gap. I don't know why I didn't recolor this. I pretty much always recolor these gaps. But yeah, AVGO definitely looks good to the downside. I like this. We've got decent room on the 1 hour as well. I say decent room. We've got way more room than I would need to have a clean play on this on the 1 hour. 30-minute gives us room even below the gap, so that's cool. Yeah, AVGO looks good. That's definitely staying on watch. What is BA up to on the larger time frames? Not much. Okay. Yeah, BA, I'm all good. Baidu, if we could get contract volume on this stock, like, I don't know who I got to talk to work up some contract volume on this stock, but if we could get that, once we get up to 142.50, it looks really good. And I do really like the setup. It's just this stock has garbage volume the majority of the time. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, the 140 calls had almost 2K in volume by the end of the day. That's still not very much in the grand scheme of things, but better than usual. So I'm curious to see closer to open how much volume we actually have. Only thing that sucks about stocks like that is, like, even if the setup looks good and you're willing to try it, if it's got enough volume, I can never let something like that outweigh something like Tesla, where I know for a fact it's going to have volume, or Nvidia, or even Apple, really. So if we have a setup on any of those and they're all pretty much the same distance, pretty much every single time I'm going to be skipping the stocks that I can't trust the volume on. What's up, Marwan? Everybody have a good day today? Everybody should have had a good day today. I don't think there was any drawdown at all in that trade either, was there? I know the contracts weren't really moving until we got basically like the second test of the new high, but there should have been no actual drawdown on that. Google I liked up here at 255. I don't mind it at 256 now that we wicked that this morning, but looks a little rangy to me right now. It's just they're so aggressive every time they get it up here too. The sellers just step in so crazy that it is a little bit sketch. But if we have enough strength, I think it's definitely worth a look. Nice, Marwan. Marwan took Tesla off open. I didn't even look at Tesla after we got done with Apple. I'm going to take a look at that once we get down there. Did you take it like actually on the 9:30 candle, or did you... Was there a couple minutes in between? Once I saw it hold 430, I entered with the red to green. Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. Meta to the downside does not look terrible. It's just kind of going into a little bit more of a messy area than I would like. Problem is, low of day from today, or after hours low at 764.35, anywhere between here and 762.75, I would not be surprised at all if we saw a bounce. So playing it at that level from today is a little sketchy. I don't know. Depending on how we approach that, I think I may just look at 762.75, honestly. Because at least we've got a little bit more room to read the price action. And if it's super, super crazy weak, then obviously, I mean, we're good. But if it's kind of hesitating on its move down, then that's probably a no-go, because once again, even at that area, I would not be surprised to see it bounce. Just a little bit too much congestion in that area. MSTR failed me. Failed what I wanted it to do, at least. Let's see, let me look at this on the... Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. I mean, it still can come back up. I just, in my ideal scenario, I would have liked to see it, you know, wick down here and then come back up at least to this 350-ish area today. We just didn't get that. So MSTR, it's probably going to be a minute before we see anything on that. MU has earnings on, is it Wednesday after close? No, it's Tuesday after close. Okay, tomorrow after close we have MU earnings. So Wednesday I'll probably be keeping an eye on this, just depending on what we do. Nvidia absolutely ripped today. That's interesting. What is this? What is it? What did I miss? Hold on. That's crazy. At noon. That has to be news, right? Okay, all right. That is insane. That is insane. What a run. And we rejected almost almost to a T this zone that I've had here for a while now. That's just, man, it makes me not even want to look at this to the upside. That's part of the reason that I've been avoiding Nvidia too. I mean, I know we haven't been in this area, but like end goal would be to get back up to this area, and even when we do, I'm expecting a rejection. So like if we open up close enough, we can blow straight through it, but let's say we're 15, 20, 30 minutes in and we make our way up here. I don't know that I would trust this to not reject again, because this is, even on the larger time frames, this is the this is the third big rejection out of this area. But other than that, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we have like 9 rejections out of this zone. Nvidia, I'll probably put as a side watch because I think it has potential. I don't think that zone is going to completely stop it from doing anything, but it's just going to have to get there the right way. PLTR, I still like PLTR overall. We're just far away now, so let's see, how far away are we? We're almost, yikes. So we can probably get back up there in a day. I highly doubt we're going to be back up there in the morning. So I may just throw PLTR on the side watch too, especially for people that aren't in the floor. Because it is still solid level, solid play, just to keep on the back burner until it is ready. Not much from Roku. Shop made new all-time highs today. We've got a pretty decent amount of room on the higher time frames here, but nothing. Ooh, okay, hold on. Contract volume, honestly, is not as good as I would have liked it to be. We got 2K by the end of the day on shop. That's just not enough. SMCI ripped crazy at noon too. Snow, I'm all good. T-Mobile, nope. Tesla. Man, we're so far away on a lot of these. We're like making a massive move in the morning, retracing it all in the afternoon, and then ending somewhere in between. So it's like, it's difficult to even get any setups from that. Yeah, Tesla ripped though, so good stuff, Marwan. Good stuff. Let's see though. I don't actually think that I have anything on Tesla though until we come way back up here to 446. Today's high of day into 446 would be the next thing I would take on Tesla, but it's just far away right now, so I don't know that it's even worth writing out. But for any of you guys that are actually, you know, listening at the beginning when I say welcome to the stream, grab a notebook. If you want to write that down in your notebook, especially if you're not in the floor, I would definitely do so, because I do really like that level once we get there. But just once again, it's a matter of when we get there, not a matter of whether I like it or not, because I like it. It's just far. All right, well, it looks like that's what we've got. So we'll go ahead and make the watch list here. Got Apple, AVGO, Google, Meta, Nvidia, PLTR, and Tesla eventually. Wow, we really don't have much. Really don't have much. Okay. All right. Go ahead and get rid of all this. Get rid of all this. And start fresh. Let's see here. I'm going to move this down to the bottom left corner since my face is not covering it this time. Okay. Apple. I'm going to be looking at the 256.64 high of day. After all right. Isn't until, where is this next level here? Oh yeah, we have an absurd amount of room on this. All right, let me check and see if we have any trends here, because that's really going to be the only set in stone thing that we can look to target. The 15-minute gives it even more room than all-time high, so little unrealistic for a move that we would be looking for. So I guess we're just going to have to target momentum on this. All right, there we go. Targeting momentum above 257. Next up here, we have AVGO. I think AVGO is my favorite right now. 337.94 low of day. Targeting a move to Friday's, to the break of Friday's low at 336.43. Below this, we have room all the way down to 332.30 on the 1 hour trend. Boom. Easy. Google, next up here. GOOGL is the ticker. Looking at the 256 flat top. I know it's not a perfect flat top, but once we come back up there, that'll be the third test of pretty much that level. So close enough. Targeting a move to the 1 hour uptrend at 257.94. I wish I was a little bit slower at this for you guys. I try and extend it as long as I can to make it so these streams are not 5 minutes long, but unfortunately I can only make myself so slow. Meta, I'm going to be looking at the 762.75 support. Overall, we have easy room on this down to 760. which will be, well, final target for this trade. Overall, I will be targeting momentum. All right, there we go. That's the most simple way I can put that. Next up, NVIDIA. Let me just see here. I want to see one more time what this said. NVIDIA intends to invest $100 billion. Nope. Okay. All right. To be completely honest with you guys, you really don't need to know what that says. I just was curious. But just knowing that we got that rally off of the news today, how long ago did this start? If we get aggressive, well, open close enough to the high of day from today at 184.55, we see aggressive momentum leading into that level, we should be able to fully break out of this zone and proceed towards all-time high. Overall, I will be targeting momentum on this setup. Especially knowing how easy we can reject in this area. All right. After the 12 o'clock rally off of NVIDIA and OpenAI news, we pushed back into a supply zone that we've been testing over the course of the past 2 months. If we open close enough to the high of day from today at 184.55 and we see aggressive momentum leading into that level, we should be able to fully break out of this zone and proceed towards all-time high. Overall, I will be targeting momentum. Oh. Wait, hold on. To enter at the 184.55 high of day, and overall I will be targeting momentum on the setup, especially knowing how easy we can reject in this area. All right, perfect. PLTR, I'm just gonna copy paste the trade idea from today because nothing changed, but that is going into the side watch section here just because it is far away. And then I guess I will also write out Tesla in here just on the off chance that we are back up at that high of day by morning. So Tesla looking at the 444.98 high of day for entry, targeting a move, well, targeting a break above the next resistance on the 4 hour at 446. All right, beautiful. That is everything I've got for tomorrow and the remainder of the week right now. I mean, obviously, I say obviously, hopefully we're going to have more between now and the end of the week. But as of right now, that's what I've got. And this is everything I'm going to be keeping an eye on. So if you guys haven't seen these levels break yet, that means I still am interested in it. And I will be up until we get back to these levels. So keep this watch list. Use it to your advantage. And yeah, I mean, pretty much every charting session, there's the majority of them end up going eventually, whether it happens the next day or not. But I know for a fact, the vast majority of the time that we do these charting sessions, one of these, if you just, take the time to screenshot it and write it down, one of these usually is a trade that I'm taking, and the majority of the time, I'm getting paid very nicely from it. So, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But once again, if you guys do want to trade live with me and the team, click the first link in the description here. There's a 3-day free trial. Take advantage of it. You guys could literally join right now and be in there for pre-market review in the morning for completely free. So go ahead and do that if you want to. But yeah, we've got some time left here. So if you guys want to turn this into a Q&A, I'm more than happy to stick around and answer any questions you may have. I wish that it took me a little bit longer to get through this, but it is what it is. I can only slow myself down so much. But I will give you guys just a minute here. I'm going to screenshot this and send it in the floor. And while I'm doing that, if you guys have any questions, make sure you get them ready and send them through. And I'm happy to answer. All right, guys. In that case, I will see you first thing in the morning for pre-market review. And anybody that's not in the floor right now, I better see a few dings of people joining. Take advantage of that free trial, guys. I'm not joking. Any advice on over trading? Today was a really nice day, but I kept going and lost all my profits. I didn't go negative on the day, but still really sucks to make a profit in the first 10-15 minutes. And I would imagine the rest of that message would be, and then losing it all. Any advice on over trading? Do what I do, Austin. If I have a nice trade in the morning, I walk away. Like 99.999% of the time, I walk away. Because that's all you need. I mean, literally, even if you're trading with a small account, let's say you're trading with $1,000 account. right? And you are hitting, let's say smart position sizing and also realistic position sizing. We hit an over 10% trade this morning. I'm going to go ahead and say for a small account, a realistic position sizing, I can't remember exactly what the contracts costed, but probably 1 to 2 contracts, which would end up being close to anywhere between like $300 to $500 position, right? Even if you take one trade in the morning with a small account and you make, this morning, once again, for example, over 10%, which is nothing crazy. Like pretty much all of our green trades are over 10%. So you're still making 30 to 50 bucks in like a few minutes. Now, if you go to your job, and a lot of people's jobs, I mean, not the older people that are like well established in their jobs, but like people my age or people your age or whatever, because I think we're close to the same age. They're going to their job and they're working 5-6 hours to get that. Right? So if you just did it in 3 minutes, what's wrong with that? I know you want to see bigger numbers. Everybody wants to see bigger numbers. I want to see bigger numbers too. However, do I really need more than that if I know that there's a chance that I'm going to give it all back? Especially since the quality of the trades are now going down after the one that I just took. Especially when there's no drawdown on the trade that I just took. If I just got in a trade and essentially, I mean, obviously there's risk involved always, but there was no drawdown on that trade. Technically, I was not even risking anything on that at that point in time. Or once I was out of the trade, I risked nothing on that trade because I didn't even go in drawdown, right? So basically a risk-free 10% trade right there that we got. Now, maybe if I have to hold through drawdown or I have to do all this, I maybe would have looked for a bigger target, or I maybe would have looked for another trade because, it's just part of the game. But like having a 0 drawdown trade is already better than you hope for, or better than you expect the majority of the time. So when you get that, you make essentially what you would in 5 hours of regular work in 3 minutes. There's nothing wrong with walking away. And in the long run, it's going to make you more disciplined and it's going to let you keep your profits. The amount of times overall that I would sit there and I would take one trade and my thought process was, oh, well, that was too quick. I can't be done yet. That was too quick. I would give it all back throughout the next hour and a half. And there I am. I could have been done 3 minutes in. I sat there for an hour and a half and made nothing and maybe even lost some, So when you get a good, clean trade, just walk away. It builds up. Whatever you're searching for, regardless, is not going to happen today or tomorrow. It's over the course of a long period of time. Now, some people might already be starting out at what you're looking for, right? And those people, they're looking for something completely different. But like you see those people's numbers and you're like, well, I want those numbers. Well, they want bigger numbers too, right? So whatever it is that you're looking for, whatever it is that they're looking for, whatever it is that I'm looking for, it doesn't happen right now. It doesn't happen in one day. It's never, ever going to happen in one day. And even if it does, your goal of what you're looking for is going to move up. So then you feel like you can do it again. And now you think you're hot shit because you just did it once. You can do it again, right? And then you give it all back. So the main reason that people overtrade in the first place is because they're trying to get to whatever goal it is that they have for themselves in one day. How ridiculous does that sound? If you put that in any other job, any other career path, I want to do this thing, but I want to do it today. I want to start working at wherever and be, CEO today. It doesn't happen, and it never will. So, something that I have said quite a few times over the course of my life is you cannot make your trading career in one day, but you can absolutely lose it. So just think about that. And like, I don't know anybody that could hear what I just said, would disagree with any of that, unless your ego is literally through the moon, right? Because that's just it comes down to ego, because you want you want your goals right now. You want them in one day. You don't want to have to work for them over the course of a long period of time. You want them now. And there's things that I want now too, but realistically I know that that's just not possible. That's not how life works. So, long tangent there, but literally over trading is because you want your goals right now and today, and it's not going to happen today. It's going to take a long time. It might not take that long, but it's not going to happen in one day. So, unless your goal is literally to make enough money to buy like one item and then be done trading forever, then it's never going to be one day. I think I noticed after reading it over again, for trades over months, every loss has been trading more between 10 to 11 a.m. That's what I'm saying, Austin. That's why I say the quality of the trades are automatically going down at that point in time. The quality of at least the trades that we take, the quality of the trades that we take, the longer you're there, the worse quality those trades are. Now, sometimes that's not the case, and momentum comes and goes in waves, and sometimes the stock will just catch its second wind and it's acting just exactly like it was at open. And we've seen that relatively recently. I think we took a trade not late, but late for us in the day. It was probably like 10:30, and it wasn't that long ago, but there was more volume on that candle or that set of few candles that we had played than there was on the opening candle and the candles after that. So like, there's some times where that's not exactly the case, but for the most part, your quality of trades are going down the longer you're waiting for them in the day, for the type of trades that we take. So yeah, biggest piece of recommendation I can give you there is to stop expecting all your goals to happen in one day, because they're not going to. And your overtrading problem should already be solved just by looking at life like that. It's just part of it, and it's really difficult, especially with trading. And I understand why people have that problem, because I had that problem too. But like I said, I understand it, but it doesn't make it any different. Even if I understand it, it just means that now I know why I did it. Now I know why other people do it, and now I know not to do it. So there we go. We have any more questions, guys? And possibly girls, for the one female that's subscribed to my YouTube channel. I've got to figure out some type of like noise suppressor like Discord has for OBS, because every time my dog literally moves, I can see it register on the microphone. And Discord does not have that problem. But anyways, all right, guys. Yeah, thanks for sticking around. I will talk to you all first thing in the morning for pre-market review. Once again, if you're not in the floor, click that link. It's free for 3 days. Try it out. If you don't like it, you don't like my voice, whatever, then leave. And it's all good. But it's free, so you might as well take advantage of it. OBS's built-in audio filter makes my microphone sound like I'm literally talking through a Nokia, Sean. It sounds horrible. I had it on before and then I just turned it off because it sounded worse than whatever background noise I could possibly have. Yeah, Dave, I'm sure that it's not that bad for some people, but it bothers me knowing that you guys can hear it every time he moves. But anyways, for those of you not in the floor, screenshot this, do what you got to do with it. But that is the watch list that I have for tomorrow and the rest of the week, depending on how long it takes these plays to actually play out. And once again, I will see you first thing in the morning for pre-market review. Thank you guys for sticking around.